Hi, welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. Today I'm going to show you my spin on the Jamie Burleigh no-notch figure 4 deadfall trap. So just recently Jamie Burleigh has come up with a modification to the classic figure 4 deadfall trap that does not need notches to be held together. He used ranger bands. So 2 ranger bands would have been at the top, 2 ranger bands here with a simple notch to hold the trap trigger in place. It's a quick, efficient trap, but when I first saw it, I didn't quite get it. I personally enjoy carving the notches. That's part of the fun for me. So I wasn't looking at this as a survival improvement. I was looking at it as, you know, you're cutting out half the fun part of the trap. But it does make it more efficient, it's easier to work, and it is an improvement on the design. So recently John Dosh has made a modification to this trap. Dave Canterbury just put an improvement on the trap. Jamie Burleigh put a counter video out with no notch at all. So this is just going to be my spin on it. I don't carry ranger bands a lot to make this style trap in the woods, but one thing I do carry is slingshot bands. So today I'm going to modify my tubular slingshot, make a set of bands, and make a figure 4. Now on the right hands, this is a proper hunting tool on its own right. So the one thing I don't want to do is sacrifice this and just cut it up and make a whole bunch of figure 4 deadfall traps out of it. But this style is called the ball and tube method of attaching the bands to the fork. It's through a hole. I've got a ball bearing in the tube itself, and when it comes up to the stop, it's held in place. But that lets me adjust the bands, adjust the band pull, and I can also sacrifice a little bit of the end of this. So it's not easy to do, but I can move these ball bearings up and down the tube. A little bit of moisture, you know, spit, water, rubbing alcohol, anything like that's going to help the process, but I am going to just be able to slide the ball bearings back just a little bit at a time. There we go. So I just gained about a 1/4 inch real quick. So I'll go ahead and get myself maybe 3/8, maybe a 1/2 inch wide piece, and I'm going to go ahead and make a cut. Alright, so now I'm going to try to stretch my cutoff end over one of the ends of the sticks. Alright, so to make this a little easier, I've got just the stick I cut as a wedge. I'm going to go ahead and poke that under there, and that's going to give me something to pry with. Alright, so I've got this wedge stick kind of jammed under here, and that's going to let me open it up. There we go. And slip the other end of the figure 4 into place. Alright, so this is going to be the 45 piece. This is my trigger stick. So between my 45 and the upright is where the next piece of surgical tubing is going to go. And it goes on fairly easy with this wedge stick. Okay, I did cut a flat, 2 flats actually. I'll show you why in a second. So the flats are going to be down towards the trigger. So this is going to be the bottom, this is going to be the top. So the top of this is going to go on the top of the 45. Now I'm just going to pull that wedge stick out. Okay, so this is the trap. I kind of like how it all folds up, and the 2 flats are going to be the down part of the trap. The weight's going to go right here. And then you can roll this a little bit as needed. Okay. So this is the set figure 4. Alright, so I got a log here I'm going to use as my deadfall. it's that simple. Alright, so I got the camera off the tripod. I'm going to show you some details about those two flats and why I put them on the figure 4. Alright, so here's an up-close shot of the trigger, stick, the notch, and the two flats. Now, this is not my idea. I saw this on a Ron Hood video years ago. So instead of having a notch where the trigger stick has to get knocked out of, with a long straight notch like this, as the animal pulls on the bait stick, it's got free movement to slide all the way down the stick till it actually triggers it. Okay, so here's a good shot of the reset. With the figure 4, my hands are clear of the weight, because this is going to get upsized depending on what kind of game we're going to get. But there is a flat directly underneath the deadfall, and then the second flat is right here along the side. That's right where we're going to be where my 7-notch clicks into place. So I can do that whole thing. If I was having difficulty, which if you're doing this for real you would be having difficulty, your hands are clear and never in danger. And then that's a super sensitive stick. All it's got to do is drop down. Alright, was this innovative? No. This was Jamie Burleigh's idea. Plain and simple. I just modified it a little bit to what I carry. So I was able to make a deadfall trap that's hunting while I'm not. I still have my hunting tool with me, and with bands this long I can probably trim these down to right around 8 inches or so before they start getting too short for me. So I can make a half a dozen of these traps easy. So give it a try, and thanks for the idea, Jamie. This has been Jamie Boggs for Burning River Bushcraft. See you next time.